Welcome to Hard Traveling Geeks, a Traveler 5 actual play podcast presented by Geek at Arms. This is Season 1, The Brothers of Farbauti.
Last time, while most of the crew was involved in the project of integrating the new rocket sled with the Poet's fuel system, Lincoln Lunt struck up a conversation with Jace and the Scottbot. He was quite disgruntled over being drugged and interrogated and had decided to leave the crew. He successfully persuaded Scottbot to leave also. The crew tried to get Scott to stick around, but ultimately he showed himself determined to go to Rylanor to get a new brain. 2 crew members later, the poet left Uyagye and jumped to the purported location of the Deep Space Smugglers Depot. Alas, the coordinates were not quite precise enough, and you appeared well outside the usable gravity well of the planet. After a week spent in jump space, you had to endure 4 more crawling toward the depot. When you finally arrived, you found that the fuel refinery was built from the engineering section of an old derelict freighter. While Kevin got the pumps working and Jace went out to the poet to hook up the hoses, Millis Trefan revealed a streak of intense curiosity and talked Migrant and Kazana into exploring an area of the ship that showed unexpected signs of activity. The exploration took the trio into the crew quarters, where they found a stateroom filled with boxes. Trefan took one step inside and was immediately shot by a laser. Kazana hauled him back out into the corridor and applied pressure to the wound, while Migrant found and activated the vac suit's auto-seal feature. Migrant then got low and activated his mining suit's brightest floodlights to try and illuminate and blind whatever was in there. But he got a laser through his suit supply pack for his trouble. He did at least manage to spot the security robot that was shooting, though. Kazana, realizing she couldn't carry both Trefan and Migrant back to the poet, decided to throw your unconscious employer at the robot as a distraction while she got Migrant out of the line of fire. The bot either had limited mobility or was programmed to stay in that room because it did not follow, although it quite likely shot Trefan again. Between the 3 of you that were still active, you managed to get Migrant back to the poet before he could either bleed out or freeze to death, but he was not in great shape. Kevin had given him some fast drug to slow his metabolism, and that provided enough time to study the wounds carefully until he could determine the correct diagnosis and perform surgery. With Trefan probably dead, you looted his cabin and found that he'd actually brought along the credits he'd promised to pay you, and he also had some additional information about the alien ship you'd come to find, namely the frequencies on which it had been broadcasting. When Migrant woke up, he used that information and managed to tune into the channel. The language of the transmission is unknown to all of you, although it seems to have some similarity to Villani. You managed to get range and bearing on the transmitter, establishing that it's about 150 million kilometers away. Nearly a week's journey by gravity drive, but only 30 hours on your rocket sled. Of course, the sled only has 36 hours of fuel, so it would be a one-way trip unless the aliens have fuel they'd be willing to share. You debated your next steps, but you have yet to come to any decision. So, what you gonna do?
Hide and watch, right?
Our ship is not refueled, right?
No, you had plenty of time to refuel.
Oh, okay, because we can still refuel even with the robot trying to kill us.
Right, yeah. It was not leaving that little cargo room where you found it.
Oh, okay. Only that cargo bay is a hostile work environment.
As far as you know. You didn't explore any of the rest of the very large freighter.
So we can refuel, and then we were wanting to use there was some technological reason we couldn't take the ship to see the other ship.
Right. As soon as you get beyond a certain range of the planet, your gravity-based drives won't have anything to push or pull against anymore, and you'll be down to using the kind of background gravity field of the entire galaxy, which leaves you at a acceleration rate of 0.02 Gs. So it'll take a little bit more than a week for the poet to get out there if you use the gravity drive. Or you could jump to it, which would also take a week, and then you would have to slow boat it back to the planet to refuel.
Okay, as opposed to how fast if we use the little raft?
If you use the rocket sled, it's 30 hours, but it's a one-way trip because the sled only has 36 hours worth of burn.
And the ship, we know it has been staying for roughly how long in place before it jumps?
The alien?
Yeah.
Unknown. Based on previous encounters, it probably stayed put for a few days at least, because it was generally jumping into like the outer system.
Okay.
I'll say so. When it was in Kenorb, it stood off for nearly 5 weeks without any contact, and then jumped on its own.
Okay, so based on what we know, it would probably still be there in a week.
Probably.
Unless it
And it's already been
detects
here for
us,
several weeks.
right? Because are we already inside the extreme range of that first encounter off of Heya?
You're probably pretty close to that range,
Okay.
but you're not actually moving toward it, so it might not. If it's detected you, it might not consider you a threat.
Gotcha.
Way to insult our ship.
Yeah, because I think based off the conversation so far, Kazna is okay with the macro level plan of sitting and waiting for something to happen at the fuel depot, but is personally antsy and would rather do something. So
Who was pushing? Remind me, who was pushing for hiding and waiting and watching, whatever.
That was Greg. Or Jace.
Okay. So we could outvote that since we're together now.
Let's leave him here.
Oh, it's a lookout. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, actually, we could do that. Then could take the gravity sled and then say, if we're not back in 80 hours or whatever, then bring the ship. Remind me, how much time worth of air and food and water do we have in the suits?
I have that written down here somewhere.
Because we would need to wait a week, which would be very boring.
The standard vac suits have 8 hours of oxygen.
Okay.
The mining suits have 12. So you would need to supplement. I'll say that you probably, knowing that your rocket sled had 36 hours of range, you would have arranged to have like oxygen tanks on that so that you would have enough endurance to ride it to its end.
All right. So my theory is sound, but we don't have the equipment to last that long. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so it sounds like going after the ship is the safest. In our ship is the best option.
Yeah, unless it just runs away.
Well, I mean, if it dies, we can find it somewhere else.
If it does, all of my prep work is wasted, so it probably won't.
Guys, I've got this weird feeling that it's not going to.
Yeah.
If the GM ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
That's what I've heard.
All right, so you're going to take the poet on the slow route?
Yes.
All right, well, that will give you at least the ability to jump directly away from it, so you won't have to worry about what else might be in the system at that point. All right, so we'll go ahead and fast forward.
And can I heal up anybody while we're doing this?
I see 7 days, and migrants' wounds, I think we're going to heal completely in 8. So I'll go ahead and say set your characteristics all back to full migrant.
Okay.
And
Sweet.
we'll say you just got a little bit of like residual burns, like frostbite burn.
So
On
I'm a
your
little
back.
extra tan, is what you're telling me.
Well, it's like frost burn, so
Oh, okay.
Ew.
you're uncomfortable, but you're not disabled at all.
I'm not dead.
You're definitely not dead.
Yes.
Get yourself on the cart.
I got better.
All right, so as you approach closer, you get a much better look at the ship than you had before. And that's what she looks like, minus the star in the background, because there is no star around here.
So somebody put a giant clamshell music box with the Enterprise's engines. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. It does bear a strange resemblance to some ancient media from the Solomani.
Spooky. Cool. And it hasn't jumped away from us yet then.
It has not.
That's good.
And your EM sensors are reading very, very low output from it. It has that radio signal that is continuing to send out, but it's not at the full strength that you would expect. And you're not really detecting very much in the way of other activity inside the ship. Assuming that you've got the computer scanning across it, taking a couple, very slow orbits around it just to kind of get an idea of its configuration. You detected a few possible entry points. There's a keel-like structure projecting from the bottom of the ship. And its very lowest point, there's a communications and access shaft, which probably goes up into the bottom of the ship. And this bank of windows that you see at the very bottom appears to be the bridge. So that shaft will probably access the command and control areas. At the top center front, it says top, but it's actually like this little dome shape at the front where you see those 5 lines kind of converging. There's a dome there that is transparent, and it has this kind of, it looks like a bearing race. It's something slot that something can slide around in, and there's a piece of equipment in that slot, but you can't tell what it's doing or what it's for.
Size-wise, is this Enterprise, the Serenity? How big is this thing?
It's larger than your ship. It's probably about the size of the original Enterprise. It's decent size, but it's not gigantic. These two, the things that would on the Enterprise would be the warp nacelles, are the size of a standard like naval gig. And I say gig because everybody made fun of me for using the proper word for it, so I'm not going to use that word anymore.
Oh, I want to know what the proper
what
word
was the proper word again?
The pinnace.
Oh, yes. I remember.
Yeah, that's a 40-ton small craft.
That's gigantic. Yep.
Okay.
Anyway, so this dome there, you could possibly break it and get in, but it would quite likely vent the atmosphere from at least several compartments.
We wouldn't want to kill anybody.
And on the port gig is a large access door, like the cargo door for those vessels. And assuming that there's some kind of access to the rest of the ship from that shaft that it's attached to, that might be an entry point. At the very rear of the lower decks, there's this arched indentation with a panel that looks like it actually looks like a match to that cargo door on the gig, as though it could dock there also. And then there's an observation dome at the very rear end of the ship, again transparent. Looking inside there, you can see that there's 4 chairs and a small control panel inside there. But as soon as you turn your spotlight on it, you only get to see that for a few moments, and then the dome darkens down into becoming opaque.
All right. Has the transmission continued on the same frequency? Like, is it the same kind of
Yes, it has.
unintelligibility? Can I roll knowledge merchants to see if I recognize the pattern of the ship at all?
Yes, you may.
What?
It is a formidable roll
All right.
because this is a very rare kind of ship.
That seems
a try.
unlikely.
You made things up, didn't you?
Oh, so close. Oh,
Very
well.
close. Nope, this is not a configuration or construction style that you recognize. Nobody's got naval architecture, so yeah, that's all the information I'm going to give you on that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if nobody speaks the language, I could try playing music at it, but that's all I've got other than going aboard.
I had a minor in sophonology, so
Well, okay.
I know stuff about aliens.
I will allow you a formidable roll on sophontology also.
I'll do education because it was college, not intelligence.
Wow. That is the worst roll you've made. Although it would have been great in Test from Luke.
So how did that class end up going?
I don't know, man. That's how I knew so much about marijuana. I mean, space drugs.
Oh, okay.
What does a roll like that mean? Does that mean that Kevin just fronts? Are you like, yeah, I see those all the time at home?
That's funny.
I don't know. What does that horrible roll mean?
I have, but I'm just completely wrong.
You are absolutely certain that this is a heavy Soleimani cruiser.
You're certain it does not exist.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, guys, let's just go up to the cargo door and try to go in there.
So you want the big access door with the at the back?
Well, we have the big one in the back, and we have one on the side, right?
Right.
Do either of them look more open than the other?
The one on the ship itself, at the rear of the ship, when you take a closer look at it, appears to be damaged. It doesn't look like it would prevent it from opening, but there's a lot of like what looks like collision damage in that vicinity of the vessel.
Then I want to go to the other one.
Okay.
Could I use a point of curiosity to help us figure out if there's any danger ahead?
Sure, I'll allow it.
Okay.
This one
And
probably
do we
gets
just use the roll right next to curiosity?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Nothing comes to mind.
Okay.
All right. So to open the this cargo hatch is going to require probably a spacewalk and somebody to make a mechanic roll.
Does anybody
Well,
have
we
mechanic?
think they probably can see us, right?
Presumably, if there's anybody alive on there and if they've got sensors, I mean, they would have detected you shining a bright light at their observation dome.
Yeah, it sure seems like the ship at least already responded to the bright light. So there's
Well, it kind of turned on and then turned off, right?
Well, when you shine the light at it, it darkened, and when the light
okay.
was gone, it turned transparent again.
Okay.
So that might have just been a meta property of the glass.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I do not have anything mechanical in my tool belt, so
yeah, neither do I.
Of course, the person with mechanic is Jace.
Chase, yes,
So he volunteers.
naturally.
So somebody give me a 2d6 roll, and we'll compare it versus
preferably
his.
not
Boy,
for
this
Kevin.
for him. He didn't
Yeah,
roll all that
Dave's
great.
rolled it. Oh yeah, he doesn't have anything to do, so we'll let Dave roll it.
Okay.
Fortunately, Jace's mechanic skill is quite high,
Okay.
or rather, his intelligence is quite high, which makes it work out. So he's out there and he's taken one of the mining vac suits just in case, and he manages to get the door open. And as soon as the hatch opens, the interior atmosphere blows out and knocks him, kind of spinning. But he's got thrusters on the mining suit, so he gets under control. And you now have access to that portion of the vessel.
Right.
So let's
We can't scan in like a few hallways with the ship, right?
say that again.
Now that we have it open.
What you detect inside the gig is kind of just standard sort of equipment that you'd expect to find in a ship of that kind. It is indeed a small craft. In fact, it looks very, very much like the same sort of small craft that the Imperial Navy uses. It's just attached to this ship that you don't recognize. But now that you're closer to that, you can see. I'm going to grab one of your. Actually, I'll grab all of you because only one of you has light. I revealed some of this other stuff. So you can see this written on the side. Presumably, it's the name of the vessel, but you just don't know. I presume that all of you want to probably go on inside.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Sure, I'll go with it.
All right, so you are now inside this little craft. You appear to be in a cargo boat. You'd guess that this can carry probably around 12 tons of cargo. And there's some collapsible seating up against the wall that can be pulled out, and it could seat 16 passengers instead of the cargo. A little forward in 43 is the controls. And then there to your right, you've got, I presume you can see the edge of the iris valve that leads into the airlock that probably goes to the rest of the ship. And everything is dark, nothing is turned on, but you don't see any signs of damage or anything of the sort on the controls.
Are there like suits or is there anything wearable around?
There are 3 vac suits here next to the airlock, just like in the square just south of it.
Yeah.
They are smaller than average human,
Okay.
but they are human shaped.
All right.
They're like somebody who's maybe 5 feet tall.
Yeah. At least they'll have the right number of limbs.
Mm-hmm.
No offense, migrant.
He possesses all of his limbs. They're just enhanced.
None taken. I knew what you meant.
Well, are they rentals?
The suits are migrants' arms.
Well, let's go with both.
His arms. Why is there a Toyota lease?
Technically, they are rentals because he hasn't paid for them yet.
Yeah, mine are
Well,
the
hold on.
autopilot from the airplane
Hold
movie.
on now. I've been doing a monthly installment, I think, right?
I believe when you took the money from Trefan, I just went ahead and applied that to your debt. So your character sheet should reflect like 4,000 actual credits or something like that.
I thought I would. Yeah, it's something. Anyway, we can talk about that
We
later.
got
That's fine.
flashlight and your standard spaceship exploring flashlights and stuff, or suit lights.
All right. So which are you in, the mining suits or the your standard vac suits for this exploration?
The mining suits are the ones with the lasers or the like plasma torch things, right?
Yes, they have a plasma torch. They're a little bit heavier armored,
Yeah.
and they've got a longer endurance, but they are much, much bulkier
Yep.
and difficult to move around in.
Mine.
Well, that's what I go for, just for comfort's sake. But
I'm going to do the standard suit, and I can be the more maneuverable person.
Okay, so here you are.
Okay, and I'm carrying a rifle.
Okay,
A beam
respectively
rifle.
to our right or left. What is that on the wall?
Okay.
Is that a door?
this, yeah, it's an iris valve leading into the airlock.
Okay.
Okay, and this was
That's the drive room.
something. Drive room. Okay. Well, and I want to follow. What's his face?
You want to just leave?
Oh wait, my bad. I kind of missed the. Okay, I want to go to
What
the
about
drive room.
exploring 49?
All right, so yeah, 49 is the drive room. Go ahead and move your tokens down there if you like. And it's pretty much the standard maneuver drives that you're used to seeing. Gravity based, just like your drives on the Poet. And 47 is a fresher bathroom.
cool.
Okay. Oh, I'm not going to
So,
use it.
are these things? Are we in a ship, or is it a ship that's been like retrofitted into a drive?
It looks, based on the configuration of the ship you saw, you didn't see any signs of other maneuver drives on it. So it looks
Okay.
like this is being used. This smaller ship is being used as a drive for the larger one, from the looks of it. Although you have your doubts about whether something this small with engines that are designed to move this small ship would be able to move the larger one very efficiently.
Let's see. So, do we feel some freedom to explore, or is there kind of a sense of gloom or oppression or anything around us? Can we sense any of that?
Well, we're not in October yet, so I'm not making this a Halloween scenario. The power
Haha.
systems all seem to be off, but there's no signs of damage or like it was attacked or anything. It seems to be uninhabited. But no, you don't sense anything dangerous necessarily, at least not here.
So I won't run into Maximilian when I go around a corner. That's what you're telling me.
It doesn't seem likely.
Okay. Where's Bob when you need him?
One thing I will say is if you want to open the airlock, I recommend you close the cargo doors first.
It is standard procedure,
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to vent ourselves. And then, did you say this was empty, or that there were crates around?
It's empty.
Okay.
It looks like it's configured to be a cargo vessel,
Yeah.
but there's no cargo here.
Huh. All right. Well, yeah. I guess let's close the cargo doors, and then I'm a bit spooked by doors now. I'd like something to throw through the door that's not a person. I already chose explicitly not to throw migrant through, so my only
Thank
choice
you very
would be
much.
Kevin, which probably unwise.
Well, you've got the 3 vac suits.
Oh,
You've
that's
got
true. The suits.
probably some like emergency equipment kind of stuff, like fire extinguishers and that kind of thing,
Yeah.
in the engineering section.
Oh, yeah. So can we close the cargo doors? And then what I want to do is like hold one of the vac suits' hands and kind of like spin it off for me, like cracking the whip and flick it through the airlock.
Through the airlock. Okay, so yeah, you close the cargo doors, and so what you're gonna hit the open thing and then crack the suit
Yes.
through it when it opens. Okay. So once the cargo doors are closed, the automatic systems repressurize, the vessel.
Oh yeah, and do our suits tell us what kind of atmosphere this is? Maybe this isn't even that relevant to Traveler, but
Your suits do not.
Okay.
Well, actually, Kevin's does because he took the higher tech vac suit,
all right.
but the mining suits do not.
Okay.
Migrant, which suit were you wearing?
The heavier one, the bigger one.
Okay, so you got just like bog standard basic stuff on that. You don't have any bells and whistles. However, on the Poet, you did have amongst your supplies is an atmosphere tester. If one of you wants to have that, that would be fine.
Would you have thought to bring that along, Migrant? Because I probably wouldn't have.
You know what? I really wasn't thinking about it. I was hoping that we wouldn't run into any aliens or bad AI. So yeah, I was kind of thinking security wise. I wasn't thinking atmosphere wise.
Your engineer probably.
If you would like to peruse the contents of your ship's locker and tell me exactly what you think you did bring.
Let's see. Oh, I'm definitely thinking that I caught the nutrient pills and energy bars.
Okay.
Yeah, I was seeing that too. I think I would have gotten the rope at least.
Okay.
The plastisteel cable or whatever.
And that there's 10 coils of that. Would you just bring one?
Yes.
150-meter coil.
I want to slip the coils over my limbs to create a second layer of armor. Just waddle around T-pose.
Nice.
Oh, I want to carry some grenades too.
Okay.
Oh, do we have EMP grenades?
No, you have just standard fragmentation grenades.
Oh, okay. Those will work.
The only other thing I may have remembered to bring, which I'll have to kind of consider it, is the long-range communicator. But I don't. I'm trying to remember if that popped into my head. Because we still have our head comms, right?
Right. You've got your standard comms, which are good anywhere on the ship. You'll be able to communicate with each other. The long-range communicator is like interplanetary.
Yeah. Then I didn't remember to bring that.
A good time for an insight roll to see if you remembered it.
Kevin, did you want to bring that telescoping rod?
No.
Okay.
I do not.
So now you got another iris valve on the other side of the airlock that is currently closed. And your vac suit whip did not strike anything.
All right. Well, don't stand so far away, guys. It's not that dangerous.
Oh, good gracious, we left you up there by yourself. Sorry.
Bunch up in fireball formation.
So I will note that in spite of the power being out generally, the iris valves still work, so there is at least some juice.
Okay.
It's probably just a trickle charge, huh?
Now, these things are kind of made, they're designed to work in very adverse conditions, even if you're under attack or something.
Sweet.
So they may have their own batteries or something like that.
Running on static electricity, you run your feet on carpet real quick.
Right. So do you want to venture further, blah, 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 venture further in?
Yeah, how many of us will fit in the airlock at a time?
Probably just one of the mining suits plus Kevin in the smaller one.
All right. Well, I'm happy to go in
Okay.
and see
I'll
what
follow
happens.
you afterwards.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to move you.
Jace, how'd you get over here? Oh no, where am I?
So
there
you
we
are
are.
now way down here.
Ooh, a legend.
And yes.
Okay.
You are
So
legend.
now you're in on yet another airlock. This one is kind of bigger. So this kind of slants downward. And at this point, you're in 0G. There's no gravity here. Actually, probably the pinnace doesn't have gravity either, come to think of it. Because it's such low power.
Yeah. I assume do the mining suits have like mag boots?
They do, yes. Okay. And then in the ceiling there, you've got a hatch that leads to actually outside. So this is like a maintenance hatch or something. So then Migrant was going to follow after you, so I'll go ahead and drag him down there too.
Yep.
And I presume, Kevin, are you going to follow eventually? Okay.
Do I see this label on the wall?
Yes, but you're just hallucinating it. You spent a little bit too much time reminiscing about your self-ontology class.
Lack of oxygen.
All right, so I guess you're seeing all the way down this corridor now, based on what I can see in my.
I was seeing till right there.
Yep,
Really
that's where it stops.
And so you can see that this terminates actually in another iris valve at the end.
Yes.
And this area, the area inside this larger airlock, is pretty utilitarian. But then beyond it, you've got, of all things, like wood paneled walls.
All right.
Those classy board meetings.
So these are hatches, so we can't actually see through this, right? It's just for
Right.
convenience.
I presume that you probably opened it.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, we'll assume that you opened it eventually because you're bored of staring at a hatch. I simply forgot to put vision blocking on that part.
Cool. Well, at least we have an escape route, an easy escape route if we need it. It's a new feeling for me. I never expected to feel out of my social class in space. But with the fancy interior, I definitely do. I'm used to fancy people, not fancy interiors on ships.
It's not super fancy. It's more like that paneling that you'd see in houses in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's particle board.
Right.
Space
I
part.
love staying in cabins where the bathrooms are finished in that kind of it's not flooring, walling,
Paneling, I think is what they
paneling.
call
Yeah,
it.
that's not
Could I tell what sort of tree or like roughly where in the world this would come from?
It is quite definitely of manufacture. It's possible that the patterns are even like artificial.
space wood.
Space wood.
Trailer park in space is where you ended up.
All right, I need to figure out where I'm putting Dave actually here.
Ooh, who's taking? Does anybody else want to take point? Because I want to take point, but that's the person who will get shot if there's a robot.
Or the first person to make a friend.
So I don't want you to be like out of this the whole time, Dave. So I'm going to put you kind of close to where they are, even though it doesn't really make sense.
My pawn came loose and I was drifting around on the 0G. The outrush of air must have sucked me a little bit closer to them.
So are we just standing around here looking at the paneling?
No, we are continuing on.
Yeah, if Kevin wants to take point, I'll follow.
Take point, Kevin.
Okay. So let's see. This is our only direction to go, right?
Unless you want to go back. Yep.
Okay, well, I'm going.
All right. So I'm just going to say move yourself through the door. If you can. Will it let you?
Whoa, guys, it's crazy here.
All right. So you are in what appears to be a lounge. It's still in 0G. The area has this like fur-like carpeting on the floor, ceiling, and walls. And there are some cabinets on the forward area, north, I guess. And then iris valves leading north, south, and east. The one to the east looks pretty much symmetrical to the one that you just came through, so it probably leads up to the other small craft.
Are they all open?
No, they are all closed.
Okay. How about everybody each go to a door and peek and open it and look through?
Wait a minute. Are you saying separate?
No, we're not separated. Like we're here, we can see if anybody else is pulled through the door.
Yeah. And too late to help. I get it.
Okay, well we can start by opening one door at a time.
No, I'll go down south. It's fine. It's fine.
All right, so go ahead and poke your head through one of those doors if you feel like it.
Oh, the horror!
All right, so you're in another airlock, and the valve at the other end is almost closed, but it's being held open by this metal rod. It's scratched and corroded, and it looks like it was wedged in place kind of by accident. And then beyond, you can see there's a smell of like vegetable matter, like rotting plant life.
Can I peek through the door without opening that one?
Yeah, you can kind of see around that rod that's jammed it partway open. And what you see is what looks like it was probably a hydroponics area. It's just like overgrown with plant life. the plants are growing kind of out of control. They haven't been tended in a long time.
That's why it reminds you of that old class.
The area is roofed by these transparent sloping ceiling panels and banks of lights. And the lights here are actually still on. They're providing their growth lights for the plants.
Oh wait, so we have oxygen now.
Yes, the ship is pressurized and there's oxygen in the area. Actually, I should have been mentioning this before. All of these hatches and valves are quite small. And so I actually need you to be making vac suit rolls to go through them without ripping your suits.
Oh, dear.
They're just 2D rolls for Kevin, but they're going to be 3D rolls for those of you in the mining suits.
And I don't even think I have vac suit.
Then it'll just be a level 0 skill, and you'll be rolling against Dex.
Okay.
I just want to get out of my suit
Okay.
and leave it like right here.
Your suit has the sensors that tell you that this atmosphere is perfectly safe, and in fact, it's quite a good atmosphere thanks to the plants that have been recycling the CO2.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So Kevin is no longer in his suit.
All right. I think I got stuck.
Oh, that's not what I wanted it to.
Wow.
2 of those are below my dex. What is my dex? At least I think. What is dex? Dex is the
second number.
Second number. Yeah, so I do manage to make it through all 3 airlocks with my suit.
All right. So you've been elbowing your way through. However, Migrant, you have a choice. I can let you remove the suit, or by now you have torn it.
It's against my better judgment, but I will set the suit aside. I'll remove it and set it aside.
Okay.
Rip your pants in space.
Yeah,
And Kazan, are you just going to go ahead and stay in yours for now?
Well, the vac suit is useful for getting back. So once Kevin takes off his guy, since it's been a bit, I guess, right? Since he took his off. Because did you take yours off when you saw the air was good, Kevin?
Yes.
Yeah.
He said he dropped it back in the lounge, I think.
Yeah, so after observing him for a while, I'm comfortable enough to get out of my vac suit as well.
And you look ridiculous being the only one in the vac suit.
Yes.
Yeah, we're like, dude, you're embarrassing us.
That's fine. I've had at least, I feel like I'm tied at least for the highest number of near-death experiences so far.
Yeah, that's probably true.
pretty close. Yeah.
The area to the south that Migrant looked at too is that transparent dome that you shined the light on before and it turned dark.
Yes.
You're in that area. And it's got this platform that's cantilevered. It'll rotate to various orientations. It's currently locked at kind of like a 5-degree incline.
Okay.
And there are 4 chairs affixed to it and a control panel in the middle of them. And it's finished in the same style as the lounge. It's got that furry carpet, obviously just on the wall and the floors, not on the dome itself. You don't see much in the way of other stuff in here. Each of the seats has like a cup holder.
Oh, nice. Is there any bear porridge that I may test out? See if it's...
Just right.
You don't see any porridge here, no. You didn't open the cabinets in the lounge area, though.
Yeah, I forgot to do that. So is there any instrumentation, computering, or electronics or something that I can tinker with in here?
Yeah, there is that control panel if you want to try and power it.
I'd like to at least inspect it. Can I use a curiosity point for that?
Sure.
Okay. Is that standard 2D?
Yep.
Okay.
Your curiosity about it does not reveal anything. It's got some buttons on it that have characters that are similar to that Annic Nova that you presume to be the name of the ship.
Yeah.
Strangely chisel-like shapes.
Yeah. Just not much more to really glean from that.
Right, not unless you try and turn it on.
I'd rather consult with Kazna before I do that, honestly. That was you hearing the inside of my head.
Kazna, your nose is itching.
Yeah, so over here, the thing is wedged in the airlock. Can we see through the airlock?
Yeah, you can just see a little bit through the gap that it's made, and that's that hydroponic area I
Okay.
described before.
Yeah, plants, meh. I'll wander back.
I'm going to step back into 39 and hoping. Oh, hey, there you are, Casman.
Yeah, and when I realized this is the bubble, topologically, does this make sense? Because I thought we started in like one of the fins, or not one of the fins, one of the like pods high up,
Yes,
right?
and then let me take a look at the ship. You've got those two shafts that go down, and that's what you came down to. And
I
now
see.
you're on the central shaft, and this observation dome was at the very rear of the ship. You can't see it in the illustration.
Oh, I thought it was the little dot on the very front of the ship.
No,
That makes way more
no,
sense.
it's the one in the back.
Okay, cool. So there's no weird space stuff going on. Ooh.
So, Kaz,
Not
I
yet.
want to turn this on. Do you think that's a good idea?
Let me go get back in my suit, and then yes.
So you donning your mining suit again?
No, that was at least half a joke.
Okay.
I'm not sure. There's lots of plants growing here. That's what we saw the other direction.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What do you think's wrong with it?
I-
Did it get shut down properly, or?
I tried to inspect it, tried to kind of get a sense of it, and I'm just not getting anything from it. I mean, I can tell they're buttons, and those buttons should do things, but I just don't. I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss. I just didn't know if you felt risky today.
I don't know. I have Streetwise. Is that useful here at all?
Streetwise, no.
Okay.
But if you're looking for a skill to roll, I will let you roll steward for this.
Okay, yeah. Let me do my best, Steward Sherlock Holmes.
Okay. Surely it'll be better than mine.
What kind of roll is this?
This is kind of unusual, so make it a 3D
All right.
roll.
Yeah, so I'm looking for like lint in the carpet, cup rings.
Crumbs in the
flat
under the
surfaces.
key, the T key. Yeah.
Based on the configuration and the furnishings that you've got here, and the orientation of the console toward the dome, you think this is probably just kind of an observatory, a place for people to sit and look at the stars. It's the chairs are comfy. It's got those cup holders. Maybe the console is for playing music or projecting something on the dome.
Yeah. Yeah,
So, Kaz, what do you think?
I think it wouldn't make sense for this to control anything harmful on the ship, unless maybe it'll be aesthetically harmful.
Okay.
But-
So, not a command center is what you kind of gather from.
Yeah, I don't think so. So I say
Okay.
turn it on and see what happens.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna push buttons.
Okay. Give me an average electronics roll then, or computer.
I want to use. I'm going to try electronic side.
So you've successfully turned on this console. It glows kind of dimly,
Okay.
and the processing speed seems slow, but eventually it boots up and it shows you a bunch of characters and stuff that you don't really understand. But it also starts projecting information up on the dome, and you see that it highlights various stars that you can see, and it prints out some information, presumably about the star that it's bracketing.
Oh.
The floor starts to move kind of slowly and gently, and it levels out. Of course, it doesn't really make any difference to you because you're still in 0G.
Yeah. Okay. Do I recognize any constellation forms or?
Well, it's kind of hard to recognize constellations when you're constantly moving about the galaxy.
Oh yeah. So
Based
I can't
on-
phone home, is what you're telling me.
Probably not.
Okay.
But it just kind of confirms that this is probably some kind of observatory, planetarium or something.
Okay. Sure is pretty.
And
I point up to one of the stars. Kaz, what do you think about that star? We ought to maybe look at setting up shop there, huh?
Maybe. I don't have. It's fitting that I can't see the map because I wouldn't have it in mind. I'm trying to remember what the star system I was interested in fleeing towards was. Only if it's yeah, I can't I can't recall the name. Sure.
So what else is going on?
So I'm usually a very conscientious energy type person. So if we're going to leave this room, I'll probably turn the machine off if I'm leaving the room.
All right.
I don't like
Takes you
leaving.
a few moments to figure out, how to get it to power down, but you eventually do.
Yeah, I'm going to poke my head through this other airlock. Presumably this is going to go, to a place like where we came from.
Yep.
No
It's
notable differences.
Another angled corridor leading up to the other pinnace.
All right. Well, yeah. What have you been up to, Kevin? Just standing here staring at the flowers?
If you're trying to talk, you're muted.
Or can't hear us?
Maybe he had to step away.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and poke his head through the door, reveal this area. And so through here, it is indeed a hydroponics bay, but there's been some, once you're actually through and you're looking at it, there's been some kind of aftermarket modifications, apparently, because there is what appears to be a low berth that's been retrofitted into the electronic systems here. Low berth is this universe's term for cryo sleep chamber. It's the cheapest and most dangerous way to travel because you don't always wake up successfully.
Well, once.
And by that, does that mean you die or you're in a coma?
Could be either one.
Okay.
Usually die because they try to revive you and it just doesn't work.
Gotcha. All right.
But this thing is powered up and it doesn't look like it really belongs here. If only your doctor was here to help.
Yes, our genius doctor. Could use him.
He's just kind of standing there with a blank expression on his face.
Maybe he's thinking.
Does and moving through the airlock, does that clear the debris in it?
Oh yeah, our connection to him has failed and he's vanished.
Oh, okay. Did someone call for a doctor? Okay.
So then, yes, Kevin.
So someone did or did not need medical attention.
There is a cryo sleep chamber here that looks like it's been retrofitted into this area, and it is powered up.
Ooh, I want to defrost whoever's in there very carefully so they do not die.
All right. Give me a average medic check, which I believe you cannot fail.
Oh, never say never.
Challenge accepted.
I was right.
I revive his dead twin sibling he didn't know he had.
The controls are fairly standard. You reckon, in spite of the fact that most of the things on this ship are in a foreign language that you don't recognize. The controls for this cryosleep chamber are all in Anglic, and so you have no trouble operating it. And once it's open, you're defrosting a woman. And so, Dave, your eyes open, and you see James Dean leaning over you.
And am I dressed like River Tam now?
Well, I don't know. That's totally up to you.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure why I would be traveling in such a way. I'm assuming I was.
I should probably give you some information about that.
Yeah.
So the last thing that you remember was I kind of want some info from you.
Yeah.
Is there any reason why somebody would abduct you and shove you in a low berth?
I am a prosecuting attorney. I make a lot of people angry.
So you don't really. The last thing that you remember, you were just going about your normal business. You don't really know what happened to you or why you're suddenly waking up in a low berth on a spaceship that apparently is in low power mode.
Hello, and you are?
The name's Dixon. Kevin Dixon.
Hello, Mr. Dixon. Why am I here?
I mean, why are any of us here? But I suspect you have been frozen for, I'm not actually sure how long. Would there be a way for me to just tell?
Well, you succeeded by 11.
Yeah. We'll say that the sleep chamber had some kind of a timer, readouts, information about its use, and it has been in continuous operation for almost 6 years.
Oh, does it have a star date on it?
1099
Oh.
dash
It's a tax
Something.
department.
1D360.
That's
239.
239. All right. So, what part of the room did Sir Kevin find this cryo bed, and where is he in relation to where we are?
I'm going to say it's pretty close to the airlock. It's like here-ish.
Ah, okay.
So I've been frozen for 6 years, Mr. Dixon. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
And is it is zero G here?
Yes.
Okay. I assume we are not on a planet at the moment, since we're floating.
No, actually, we are on a derelict that has been randomly flying around for a while now.
Trefan sent us.
Well, thank you, Trefan.
Name dropping.
Sadly, he's dead. I'm Kazuna Geneva. It's been a long time since I've said my last name.
Yeah. I'm heartbroken about him being dead, but it's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, and I'm a Sir, Doctor, and Captain, depending on which you need.
Well, Sir Dr. Captain Dixon, if I've been asleep 6 years, I could probably use a little once over here. I'm definitely hungry. Is there anything on board, or I assume you didn't just float in from nothingness? You must have a ship nearby, or a planet or something.
Oh, yeah. You know how it is.
I will remind both Migrant and Kaz that you have nutrient pills and energy bars on you.
Yes,
That's true.
I will reach into part of the suit I guess I've been dragging around. I don't know. No, I had a little bit. And I'll pull out an energy bar and I'll say, hello there. My name is Migrant Helzot and would like to share this nutrient bar with you. It's not much, but hopefully it'll kind of give you a little boost.
Well, thank you, Migrant. I'm
You're welcome.
Din Rance, attorney at law, although 6 years later, my license may have run out without me renewing it at the Bar Association.
Nice to meet you.
Where are we in space? What are we near?
We are near a planet.
Ooh, I love planets.
Yeah.
They're round.
Most of them.
Actually, some of them are flat.
But they're still round and flat.
Yeah.
Well, flat in a roundabout sort of way.
Mm.
There is, by the way, a cabinet attached to the cryo chamber that has Dinah's personal effects and gear in it. Don't know why the person who kidnapped you bothered to pack you three sets of clothes, but there you go.
Yeah, and also if you were
Well, you gotta-
kidnapped, who's flying the ship?
Well, I assume it is adrift from what you said for 6 years. And I assume they left me my my belongings because you gotta sell the goods once they're claimed. Don't suppose any of you are investigators. So I believe I have
Yes.
a mission in life now. Now I had one already, but now I have another one.
In a former life, I did a little bit of investigating, but can't really go into details about it, security clearance and all, but a little bit of investigating in the background.
You're the least secret agent in the world.
Yeah. Pretty much.
By the way, I'm definitely
He's the
not a
James
spy.
Bond.
Oh, and Dr. Captain, I'm a lieutenant professor, as well as being a esquire. All right, well, I say we get out of here and onto a ship that's actually functioning and has some gravity.
Sounds good.
Have you gotten to the derelict ship's logs here to find out who chartered it or something, so we can find out at least some sort of lead to begin with?
Nope. I think the front should be this way, and we came from the other door.
So kind of in the center of this area is, you've got kind of like a tube inside a tube.
Mm-hmm.
That central area goes forward in the ship, and then this other part, you can see up ahead where it kind of terminates in the engineering section.
Mm-hmm.
And then the tube leads to the rest of the vessel.
So is this like a ramp?
Yeah, I guess it must be.
Okay. And then this is
We'll say
just
it
to
slopes
engineering.
downward, I guess.
All right.
Oh yeah, it goes to this section over here.
Yep. And all of these plants in this area, a lot of them have thorns, so you're having to be kind of careful about sticking yourself as you push through them.
And once the gentleman turn around to give you some privacy, I'm going to change into some actual clothes here and float along. It's hard to get into a set of clothes in 0G, I'll tell you.
Take your word for it.
Yeah, especially when you got bra straps and garters. Oh, it's a headache.
Sounds horrible.
So yeah, where's 31? Is this a different part of the map that we'll have to?
So if you're going to go take the ramp,
Yeah,
Yep.
it comes over to here.
bravely forging ahead.
I'll just go ahead and assume that you're not splitting up
Nope.
and take all of you over there. All right, so 31. So yeah, it slopes downward into the rest of the ship. And then in the next area, you've got some shops. To the left is what looks like kind of a foundry metallurgical shop, and to the right is electronics.
Oh, it's not like a space ball then. Okay.
That's what I was wondering too.
Not stores, but places where you can manufacture gear.
Workshops, garages,
And then
labs.
yeah, like a machinist shop in area 28.
Okay.
And then this kind of booth in the center is a lift.
All right. So this is like another iris.
Yeah, another iris valve.
Nice. Okay.
All right, so inside the lift, you've got some notations. And do I have... Oh, I didn't... I'm going to approximate the glyphs. You got an I, a V, a 7, and an A. They look like the similar glyphs from the exterior.
So are there?
So on the keyboard, that's an augmented seventh, right? Of an A augmented seventh. Sorry.
Are they all buttons that I can press?
Yes.
I'm so tempted to push all the buttons because I always wanted to do that on elevators, but that's frowned upon when you're a steward. You're not supposed to do that when you're on duty.
Do it.
IV7A, it looks like direction arrows.
That's smart.
Oh, the numbering stops at 50. I'm disappointed. I wanted to be found at Area 51. Since I was abducted in space.
So did you push all of the buttons, or was that merely a joke?
I didn't touch any buttons. I'm hoping Kazna pushed them all.
I might just do it if I'm not encouraged against that course of action.
All right.
Because I'm not hiding my glee at being able to.
Push, 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 push.
Because there's no lift in our ship, right?
No, there's not.
Yeah, we got to take this one then, guys.
Do it.
All right, yeah, I pushed them all.
All right, so is Dinah and Kevin still hanging out there on the ramp, or are they in the lift with you?
Oh, we're all going along.
Yes, on the lift.
Put the whole puppy in the box and then push the buttons. What could
Come
go
on
wrong?
in. The water's fine.
So the lift starts moving, going downward, and then it stops, and the door to the north opens up. The iris valve slides open, and the V light turns off. The I light turned off immediately when you pressed it. Now the V is turned off.
Nice.
Dinah has stepped through the iris valve, apparently. What is the rest of you doing?
Out of that tight squeeze elevator.
Yep, stepping through.
Okay.
Ooh, lots of space.
What about Kevin? Too late. The iris valve closes. Kevin is now...
Red alert.
It's on the elevator with a bomb.
So then Kazana, Dinah, and Migrant are in Area 20, which is a large chamber nearly 20 meters wide and 9 meters deep. It's empty except for a few crates in one corner and a bale of what appear to be vegetable leaves near the iris valve.
The circle? What's
it
the
looks
circle?
like it was... The circle is actually the bottom of that dome on the front of the ship.
Oh, okay.
So if you go up there and you investigate that, you can see that it's got some control panel there, and you can see that weird gizmo is there. And you'd have to climb a little ladder to get up into the dome itself.
Okay. And we still don't know what this gizmo is, right?
Nope.
Did it seem to be, did you say it was like broken or loose or?
No, it was just stopped.
Okay.
It's obviously intended to move around on that track.
Yeah.
And it's got some mechanisms that allow it to tilt and turn.
Very weird. All right. But you said a bale of leaves,
Yes.
like that you
Meanwhile,
would feed to something.
I'll let you examine those in a few moments.
All right.
Meanwhile, Kevin, up on the next deck, or down on the next deck, the iris valve opens up.
Kevin is away from the keyboard for a second.
Oh. Okay, I'm going to assume that having once already been left behind, he's going to step out. So, all right. So the leaves. Does anybody have botany or actually streetwise would work also? I think somebody has that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I grew up on a farming planet. What's streetwise? Which attribute?
The farm is streetwise.
You could make it intelligence, education, or SOS. Your pick.
They're all so bad. What? How many dice?
Given where you grew up, just 2.
All right, traits. That's what they call them. Nice, a success.
All right. So
Success. Looking at leaves. I'll take it.
That's great.
this is tobacco, which is very rare in this part of the Imperium.
Oh.
It's going to be illegal on any world with a law level of 8 or greater, but it's quite valuable because of its rarity. It doesn't tend to grow very many places.
Are mild intoxicants generally illegal? I was operating on the assumption that like alcohol was fairly common, but if tobacco is banned,
It depends on the law level in question.
okay.
See, we were talking about an extremely high law level planet. Oh no, that was an extremely high law level planet where Dinah is from. So there, tobacco, alcohol, firearms, sugary drinks are prohibited.
Oh wow. Okay. What an interesting conception of law level. It's like Singapore to the nth power.
It's the kind of place where you remember 1984 with the screens that are always looking back at you. It's that kind of society.
Cool. All right. Well, tobacco. That's fun. I don't think I have a compunction about mild stimulants like I do about alcohol. So this is jackpot, maybe.
All right.
So does it look like it was grown in here?
No.
Okay.
It is packaged up as though it were a commodity. There's about
All
50
right.
kilograms of the stuff.
Cool. Well, we continue to become drug traffickers, friends.
Got
Good
50
thing
keys of the good stuff.
I don't think I know that Dinah's a lawyer yet, right? So
Yeah, I mentioned it.
we're all good. All right. Well, maybe I keep it to myself for now. Don't show her to the hold, guys.
So you gentlemen do know the way off of here, right?
Sure, yeah, we go back the way we came. I size up her height, though. How tall is she compared to the suits?
Let's see. I can't remember if I.
Are we on a Hobbit
Yeah,
ship,
no.
Brian? Is that what you set us up with?
She's.
It does seem to be, doesn't it? Short people and tobacco.
Round doors.
And Irish doors. Yeah, you got all the round doors too.
See, it's the Hobbit Enterprise. That's hilarious.
She's 5'3".
All right,
So
yeah. So she would probably squeeze in one of the suits.
maybe some of the larger ones if you find one.
Yeah. Migrant, though, would have a hard time now getting back to our ship, right?
Well, he could put his suit back on.
Oh, I thought he tore it.
No, I said he had the choice of leaving it on
I see.
and preserving it or having torn it.
I just missed that. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I set it aside.
Good thinking,
So
sir.
Kevin, since he's back, is in what appears to be like a living area. It's spacious and carpeted. There are several comfortable chairs scattered around at small tables. On the wall to starboard, there's a bar, and there's a floor-to-ceiling screen, and each side wall has a hallway leading off.
Can I tell anything about either of the two directions?
There's a set of doors, just like sliding panel doors, not airtight, north, south, and laterally at the end of each of those hallways.
Okay, like this is one
Right,
of the
you
doors.
got a door to the up and the down and to the left over there.
Yeah, I want to go this way.
Okay. Do you want to look in any particular one of those doors?
Yeah, there's one right here, right?
Yep.
I want to go to that one.
All right. So that contains it's a very small room that contains toilet and shower.
Okay. Then I check this one.
Okay, so area 7. This small room is obviously sleeping quarters. It contains a bunk, fold-out desk, several drawers, a mirror, and a reclining chair. There is, however, no clothing and no sign of personal articles.
Oh, that's exactly what I was going to ask about. Okay. Does it look like there's sheets or blankets?
Yeah, if you open up a cabinet, you do find some linens. At one time, they were freshly laundered, but there's a layer of dust on them now.
Is there a label on it?
Yes, but it's in that same undecipherable script.
Oh, okay. Then I want to keep going down this. Is this a door? This is the door, right?
Yep, there's another door.
I would like to go through there.
All right, so this room is similar to number 7, but it's got a lived-in look. In the top drawer of the desk there's a box. Well, actually, are you examining the desk?
Oh, I want to open the box. Or, well, I want to open the box.
All right. The box contains several rings mounted with gemstones.
Oh, sorry. There's several what?
There's several rings mounted with gemstones.
Oh, well, I take those.
Okay.
It is Lord of the Rings in space. Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Yes, I'm taking those. And if there's any drawers in the desk, I'm going to open those.
Okay. That was the only thing that you found of interest. There's some like paper and pens and that kind of thing. See, there's a full-length mirror mounted on the wall.
There's a what mounted on the
A
wall?
full-length mirror.
Okay, I check myself out.
Okay, you look like you.
Oh, okay. So good. If the rings will fit, I'll put them on various fingers, whichever one they fit best on.
Okay. You're now wearing several rings.
Plus my wedding ring I'm wearing.
All right.
Okay, then I want to keep going to that door. If that is
You must look bedazzled now.
To the south.
Yes. Wait, there's a door. That is a door. Oh, yeah, I'll go to the south.
This is a door. This is just a wall.
Oh, I want to think. No. Yeah, I'd like to go through.
So this room, number 9, is larger and contains a double bed rather than bunks. And there are personal effects from both male and female individuals in the drawers.
Okay, any electronics?
There's a panel in the wall. It's got the same kind of script as you've seen elsewhere.
Okay. Any, like, knives, laser swords, anything like that?
Nope. It looks very much just like maybe a married couple lived here.
Anything like a journal?
No.
Okay. No written material. Okay.
No written material and nothing that seems particularly valuable. So far, the only thing that you found that seems worth actually picking up was those rings.
Gotcha. Am I dungeon crawling and just looting? That's what I'm doing.
Apparently. Let's switch back over to the other 3. The lift also had 2 additional iris valves that led off to the left and right, if you wanted to examine those.
Be honest, fellows, I'm feeling a little freaked out here, having been kidnapped and put on ice for 6 years. I'd like to get onto an actual functioning ship. If one of you doesn't mind showing me the exit.
Sure.
Yeah, we could take you back to our ship if you would like.
I would like that. I mean, the answers are here, or at least some answers are here. But I would feel a lot better if I was just someplace that I knew I could all survive.
Well, if somebody kidnapped you, what possible reason would they have to keep you alive?
Don't know. Maybe they want to be just out of the way for a while. Maybe they thought they could take over my identity.
State secrets?
I did work in the military, and I did have access to some information a bit, but that was several years out of date, even before the 6 years that I fast forwarded through. Most likely seems to be on the legal side. I have put a number of criminals away.
So do we have to call the elevator to get back?
Yeah, there is a button next to the valve that looks like it probably is intended to summon the thing.
Okay.
All right, so Kevin, from where you are, you hear the lift operating again, but it goes right past your floor. And up here on the cargo deck, you hear ding, and the valve opens. There's the lift.
Oh, I will hop in then.
It's past you. You're still in the bedroom down there.
Oh, well, I'll continue exploring then.
All right, so let's go back to Kevin. And where are you headed next?
Okay, I'd like to go over here.
Okay, so into that corridor over there.
Yes.
This is another bathroom.
Okay. Well, I resist the urge to use it just in case it's a trap. I want to go this way.
So now you are in this L-shaped corridor, and to the right is some down here. There's some doors along that wall, kind of those big refrigerator doors. Got the latch on them, and they're chrome. And then, of course, to the north, you've got another panel, and then there you've got another panel door.
I want to open the fridge door.
This is a pantry. It's a cold box stocked with canned and preserved foods. It looks like a lot of it is manufactured, actually commercial preparers.
I don't see any side of human or beef hanging or something, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. It all looks on the up and up and like normal food.
Okay.
You would guess that probably the expiration dates have probably passed on a lot of it, but it doesn't look like nothing is swelling or anything.
Gotcha. And down here, there were other doors?
Yeah, there's another door here, and then there's the one that you're standing next to.
Okay, I'm standing here. Okay, and then there's a door here and a door here?
No, there's no door here, but there is one there.
Okay.
So
I will check this one down here.
Right, that one down there leads you to... This area is studded with tables and chairs, and it's got kitchen facilities. The tables and chairs are collapsible, and the kitchen areas have these sliding screens that can be used to conceal them. The floor is uncarpeted, and it bears markings similar to a basketball court or something like that, obviously for some sort of game.
Okay.
You got
any new
the typical
doors
drawers and kitchen stuff. Say what?
Oh, is there any new doors over here, or are you still describing it?
No, there's another door opposite the one you came in.
I want to go back this door up here.
Okay. Area 13 is much like the bedroom that you saw before, except that the full-length mirror is cracked, and it's like slightly askew, like it's on a hinge, and it's kind of open.
Ooh, I want to open it all the way.
All right. So it looks like it's being used for storage. There's some like plugs and stuff where it looks like something used to be plugged in, but whatever that was has been removed. The area now contains several cartons of books with garish covers. In addition, there's a map box. It's kind of like a tablet with a port in it for inserting a wafer, and it's got a wafer loaded, but the tablet won't turn on. It doesn't have power.
Okay, is this the kind of wafer I could plug into my stuff?
If you have a wafer jack, you could plug it into your head, sure.
Oh, okay. Can I put the tablet and some of the books in my satchel?
Sure.
Okay, I'd like to do that. And the garish title, the garish covers, are those humans?
They are. It looks like there's a variety of different things. They look like they're probably pulp novels of some kind. Most of them have human-looking people with reddish skin, but there's at least one that you recognize is actually not in the same language as you've been seeing everywhere. It's in the Vargar language, and it has Vargar figures on the cover.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to take those, expect the ones with the red skin, specifically if I can't hold them all.
You can get a sampling of different books.
Okay. Then I want to check this door.
Okay. The interior of this room has been charred black, as if by flame or a plasma gun, maybe. From the configuration, it looks like it was probably originally another bedroom, but nothing remains of its original furnishings. And let's switch back over to the rest of the group. Were you taking Dinah back up to the poet?
Yeah. I want to. Once we're back in suits, since we have comm dots and she does not, I want to communicate with Migrant that I want to keep an eye on her. Because we don't know what's going on that ship yet either.
And I give a 10-4.
Yeah. She doesn't really look like she could cause that many problems, but I don't know. New person, maybe take her to the cargo bay and explain the history of that room.
Yeah, that would be good.
Best not step out of line. But yeah, and we have space aboard, I guess, for sure, since we're down multiple crew that we could have taken on this trip.
Right, and Dinah, are you taking the high-tech vac suit that you find on the floor in the lounge?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
It's a little big on me.
A little big, but it's easier to get into than those tiny ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of go back the direction that you came from, out through the cargo bay doors, and they take you into this 200-ton merchant vessel. The cargo bay is chock full of shipping containers, and they introduce you to Jace, I guess, who has been sitting around babysitting the thing.
Twiddling his thumbs.
Mm-hmm.
And once I see a little bit of a moment for kind of a take a breath between introductions and whatnot, Dinah, do you mind if I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Were you ever familiar with or have any run-ins with the Brothers of Farbati?
Have I, GM?
That is up to you. I'll leave it to your discretion.
I'd like to check my case files, but it seems to tickle a bell, but I don't remember if that's because I dealt with them or just remember reading or hearing about them.
Okay. I was just curious. I had a few dealings with them in the past, and not a very trustworthy kind of crew, but just was curious if you had run across them legally or illegally in some capacity.
Right. And I would like to catch up on intervening events. If there's some place I can catch up on the recent news. I don't know if you trust me yet to link with your ship's computer, but if there's something you can do to catch me up, I would appreciate that.
I don't know how much of a data bank there is on the ship.
You've got a standard ship's library, and it updates with news sources from wherever you land. You'll connect to local communications systems.
Oh yeah, which part of the Imperium are you from, Dinah? Where was the last place you remember?
I was from the planet LL, and I was practicing law. Actually, I'll just say that I was practicing law on LL after doing a bit of traveling, wanted to get back home.
Okay, so you haven't gone too far from home, which is, again, an interesting kidnap. Because where did the ship bounce around to?
It was spotted in Heya and Kenorb. In the original module, it was supposed to wind up at King, so it's been in that vicinity area.
Okay, and I can't. Maybe I'm just not. Are there dates? Oh no, there it is, 1103. So, supposing she was on, which according to the birth, right, she would have been on the ship for all of these jumps. Interesting. All right,
so let's head back over to Kevin. You're in this scorched room. What's your next step?
Oh, well, I suddenly remember I probably have a comm dot and I can talk to my partners.
That's true.
And I'd like to tap that and go let them know where I am and that I've not found anything incredibly... That I've found some novels that seem to prove this proves they're aliens, right? Or based on looking at the covers?
It's a possibility that they're a minor human race. Aliens in this universe are pretty alien usually. And so if they look human, they probably are at least related to humans.
Decaf aliens. Okay.
Right.
High gravity world maybe or something.
Okay. Yeah, I let them know that information and ask them, hey, that's a door, right?
Yes, it is.
And as I'm talking, I'm walking to that door.
Okay.
Well, I guess I go by 15 since I saw it anyways.
Oh, you want a 15 first?
Yes.
All right, so as you draw close to 15, you see that there's something taped to the door. And you look at it, and looks like it's a crayon drawing, as if by a child, of a coiled snake.
I go on the conduct. Okay, I think I've found where their containment field is. I'm going in.
Should you maybe use a little more caution?
Yeah, I'm leading with my gun. Like,
Right, so
Okay.
You try the door, and it is locked.
Okay. I radio for everyone to come to where I am, or to somebody to give me some backup.
You don't think it would take a lot of effort to force the door? It's not like a security door or anything?
Oh, well, do I sense that there's any sort of movement beyond it or something?
Nope.
Okay, then I'll kick it down. Shimmy it open.
All right.
You still want backup? Did you ask for backup?
Yeah, it's more backup in case I need to kill something in here.
Okay. How do I get to him, Brian?
Well, you'll have to go back out through the cargo bay, down through that pinnace and the corridors and through the hydroponics and the lift and so forth.
Okay, so let's see here.
So you're going to get there eventually, but in the meantime, Kevin has already forced the door.
Okay.
A terribly foul odor and considerable quantities of dust roll from the room. Inside, you see 4 dead bodies, 3 adults, 1 child, all considerably gross. Decayed is the word I was looking for.
How gross on a medical.
In addition, there's dirty linen piled in the corners of the room, and the floor is filthy.
Okay. How decayed? Like years? Would I be able to tell, maybe?
6 years.
Probably about 6 years, and given the conditions on a starship where there's not a whole lot of moisture, the decay would have been slowed. But 6 years seems like a pretty likely length of time.
Without touching it too much, could I get a cause of death?
I will give me a 3D. Well, no, since you don't have any. Well, wait, you've got your portable med kit, which has a scanner in it.
Right.
So a 3D medic roll.
Okay. If I get 11, do they come back to life?
No.
You wouldn't like that.
Okay. Your scanner turns up indications of a viral infection. Not only in the bodies, but also in all of that dust that came out of the room. I see Migrant is now in the lift. So at this point, you hear the ding, and the valve opens up, and here's Migrant.
Oh, I tell him, hey, back up. We've got
Okay, I'm backing up.
slam the door. Well, gently slows the door because I don't want to get the dust moving.
Okay. I gently shut the door.
Does this detect it as like a new... Do I detect the actual germs with my scanner?
Yeah, the scanner it's got a little sniffer in it that's detected a viral particulate.
Okay.
And it is still reading as present even with the door closed.
Oh, okay. Is there anything... Do I have something I can inject myself with that would up my immune system temporarily?
Yeah, you got a general panacea drug in your med kit.
Okay, I'm jabbing myself with that.
Okay, I have to decide what the effects of that immediate thing are going to be.
I see him jabbing himself. Do I understand what he's doing?
Oh,
I don't know.
Tobacco smell.
Hey Kev, what's going on with the track marks, bud? What are we doing?
we've got some sort of potentially alien virus in there.
Okay, can I have one of those? Can I have one of those shots, please?
I think... Sure, and take some internal alcohol.
Okay.
All right.
Will that go through my suit?
Oh, actually, no, you're safe. You're safe.
Actually, if you're wearing the suit, I need you to make some rolls for passing through those airlocks.
Oh yeah.
So you went through.
This time I did take the vac suit.
Okay.
The lesser suit, but I still am in a suit. So what's the roll for that?
5 rolls of
5 rolls.
2D vac suit.
Why is the number going down? Brian?
I'm on pins and needles.
No, me too. Oh crap. Okay.
One more.
1, 2, 3, 4. One.
Pins and needles.
One more. Don't you do it. Oh, crap.
The very last one you went through, when you're getting into the lift, you snagged on something and put a hole in your suit. Oh, no.
Well, so the needle could go through that snag, right?
Yes, it could.
A lot easier. Do I need to roll for that?
No, that's going to be Kevin's role in terms of administering aid.
Okay. It's on my left hip, Kevin.
So I'm going to assume that Kevin can administer the drugs successfully, given that he is a highly trained doctor. So I will let that give you a bonus of 2 to the roll I'm about to have you make.
Okay.
So
Kevin, that hurt. Thank you.
Kevin, I need you to roll 2d6 minus 2.
2d6 minus 2.
Okay. And Migrant, I need you to also roll 2d6 minus 2.
Okay.
A 2. Okay.
Yeah, a 2.
All right. So then what are you doing?
Well, I take the jab
Mm-hmm.
and hope that it works. Ow, that hurt. Hey, is this thing going to keep me safe, Kev?
I don't know. We're in a containment situation. We need to, actually, we need to stay in our vac suits, I guess, for the moment, so we're not infecting anyone else.
Unfortunately, Kevin, your
Okay,
vac suit is on the poet.
Oh, well, I guess we're dead. I mean, at least everybody gets to have the same experience. No, so I'm going to message back comms and let people know the situation and that we need to have a quarantine area set up if our ship's capable of that.
You can seal the cargo bay from the upper deck, but that's pretty much the best you could do. I guess you could seal off engineering from the forward areas.
I can't seal off the med room, can I?
Actually, yeah, you probably could.
Okay.
But in order to get there, you have to pass through most of the living area.
But if I had them bring my suit, I could take the suit in there, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's what I want to do. Well, maybe we should keep exploring since we're already been exposed.
Okay, just hold on a second. This is not sounding fun. GM question. What do I need to roll to try to repair my vac suit of any way? Can I put some masking tape over it, or?
Yeah, give me a 2D vac suit roll again.
Okay, 2D vac suit against.
Actually, make it just 1D, and I'll roll the other one myself. So
okay.
That,
against Dex.
Make it either intelligence or endurance or education.
Okay, so a 1D.
And I'm going to be adding my roll to it.
Okay.
All right. So even if I roll a 6, you're good.
Okay.
You're repaired.
Whew. Okay, Kevin, I don't know if you realize, but me and my vac suit doesn't do very well when I'm passing through these things. So I don't know how much more exploring I can do with you.
Now, we do have, from looking at the ship's log, we have hull patches, so we could patch up your vac suit / bring back Kevin's vac suit. And
the hull patches are not really suitable for repairing a vac suit, but you'd have supplies enough for doing that repair.
So you're just saying I need to run for it, grab the vac suit, and then run back.
Well, I'm saying we could bring you guys back aboard the Poet and then either get into vac suits ourselves to quarantine or keep you guys in quarantine while Kevin works in our med bay.
That would probably be safer.
Because, how fast does this virus work, Kevin?
That's a good question.
He has not had time to analyze or study it at all.
Yeah, because I don't know. You'd probably want to get to the med bay, right?
Right. Is it possible to hook into a console anywhere here and download like their ship log or stuff, or is that just a no-go because it's completely foreign?
You don't have any consoles in this area.
Oh, okay.
You are on the second to lowest deck at this point, so the bridge is right below you.
I want to go to the bridge today.
Okay. Migrant, what are you doing?
Well, I'm going to carefully try to follow him.
Okay.
You could just leave your suit for the moment. You've already been exposed.
No, well, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm a doctor.
The last time you told me that, it was like things that happened to me.
Yeah, but you are still a functioning human, so.
Okay, all right. I'm going to take the vac suit and set it aside. Where's the best place to leave it, Kev?
I mean, I guess like right here in the middle of the room.
Oh, okay, is it where you are? Okay. All right. I'll put it over here against this wall. All right. Vac suit's against the wall, and I'm following Kevin.
All right. So by process of elimination, you determine that the lowest deck is probably accessed with that A button in the lift. So you are now on the next deck. And I presume that you're going to just go ahead and step through that iris valve. So I'll just move you forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
The control room is a spacious area containing a long control panel against the forward wall under a row of windows. There are 5 acceleration couches centered in the area, 2 on each flank and 1 slightly raised on the center line of the ship, obviously for the pilot or captain. The controls are arranged in a reasonably straightforward manner, and there are readouts that look like, piloting, navigation. Of course, all of the text is in that other language, but the power on control is obvious to anyone. There's no evidence of maneuver controls or readouts, only a dual set of jump controls.
Wait, so there was a what controls?
2 sets of jump controls, but nothing that you recognize as maneuver controls.
Okay, gotcha. And do I see a door there, and there?
Correct.
But do I see a console?
Yeah, there are lots of consoles.
Okay, I want to try to plug in and attempt to download some stuff.
I presume then that you're powering on the systems.
Yes.
Okay. Each of you make a 2D dex roll.
Okay. 2D.
I don't like this.
Okay. And are those successes?
I have the 7.
Yes.
Okay, that's success. Okay, good. The gravity unexpectedly turns on, but you manage to catch yourselves without turning an ankle or anything.
Oh. So we don't slam to the floor is what you're telling me.
Right. If you had failed your dex rolls, then yes, you would have slammed to the floor. The consoles are now on, and you plug in your portable computer that came with your med kit into it. But all of the information is in this other language that you don't have the ability to read yet. If you wanted to spend several days trying to puzzle it out, then you would eventually be able to start deciphering things.
Yeah. All I
in the
want to
moment,
do is
you don't.
download a bunch of data.
Okay. You probably like the most recent files, right?
Right. I mean, I can't speak the language, so I'm just kind
Right.
of
You're kind of guessing which are the most recent, but so you download a lot of data because you've got this Tech 12 data pad with you, and it can hold quite a bit. So you probably actually get most of the database of the ship.
Okay. And does it look like the jump stuff is something I could potentially set in my own course, or
with a little bit of experimentation, like the graphical readouts showing you stars and things are fairly easy to understand. It would just be a matter of experimenting to get it to highlight the one that you wanted to hit.
Oh, okay. I radio back, guys. I think that we could fly this back home and just keep it or take it.
Well, we do have a Jace with us, so he can fly anything, can he?
Kazana and Dinah, from your perspective outside, you see that a hatchway has opened on top of the ship, and this solar sail is starting to unfurl, and it's gigantic.
Ooh, cool.
Does there appear to be anybody operating it, or is somebody trying to fly the coop, or does it look like some kind of automated thing that they accidentally tripped?
It's impossible for you to say from where you are, but it started happening at the same time that Kevin powered the thing up. So,
and I wish Kazan knew more about ships, because doesn't solar sail imply that it needs a star, ideally, to fly?
It's an energy collection device.
Yeah.
And so, it collects solar power.
Okay. And that's actually more effective than our gravity drives?
No,
even out here?
Not at all.
Okay. That's what I was wondering, because we're in a dark part of space, right?
Yeah, it's not a method of propulsion. It's just a method of energy collection.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, theoretically, photons hitting against it would impart a little bit of thrust, but not enough to really make much of a difference.
Okay. Yeah, it's just because...
It's a space thing. Watch how it soars.
Because he's going to have the same trouble we do, right? Where it'll be hard to accelerate at first.
Mm-hmm.
And can you tell how much juice is left in the tank?
That would require a formidable power systems roll from somebody who's on the bridge.
Yeah, you probably don't want to drain the battery while you're relying on its life support systems.
yeah, I don't. Oh, I forget we're in contact, and I'm like, I don't want to mess that up.
Do you have power systems, Kevin?
I think it's just us from us activating the system. I think this is okay.
Yeah, I'm far away from power systems on my skill set.
Kevin does have that skill.
Oh, I do. Okay. But I also could kill us. And
Well, you're not trying to do anything. You're just trying to gather information. Kazan is wondering how much juice this thing is going to generate.
Oh, yes. Then I would like to do that.
Okay, so 4D engineer power systems. 0 is a success.
Oh, right.
By your estimate, if this was gathering energy from like a normal, say, a type G star, which is similar to our sun, it would take several days to charge up to gather enough juice to operate a jump drive. Out here in the void, you're probably looking at centuries to gather that much energy.
What was it to gather that much?
Centuries, hundreds of years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
Inverse square
I thought
law is
you
a
said
pain.
that. Yeah.
It's a space raft.
Yeah.
So this would take that long to even start up, to jump?
To get enough power to perform a jump.
Oh, okay. And how's it been jumping before?
Well, before it's always been close to a star. So it would only take a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, depending on the star to charge up.
Oh, okay. Well, I message back and say, okay, guys, we can just come back anytime we want. This thing's not going anywhere.
Does that also mean that maybe there could be an angry AI on board that's just really slow or asleep at the moment because it's underpowered?
Like the sloth aliens?
It's a possibility.
Well, I'm expecting soon to come back at some point, wondering where stuff is.
Are you saying this over comms?
Something to that effect.
Oh, okay. I'm like, we're getting out of here now. Do the quarantine thing we talked about.
Yeah. Because, now here's the other thing we could do, right? Because you have WMD. So we go back to a system where we can get enriched fission material. We build a nuke, a big nuke, and then we come out here and blow it up to power up the ship.
That's an interesting idea.
We nuke it from orbit to fix it instead of killing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta nuke the engine from orbit. It's the only way
Now,
to sure.
this would be good if we did not have an alien virus. We could mutate it. And then get by humanity.
But yeah, I'm very curious to figure out what this virus is. But for that, I think we need to get you back aboard.
Yes, so I don't need any. Yeah, I didn't gather any samples. My samples will be whatever's in our bloodstream. Hopefully none.
All right, so are you then headed back to the poet?
Yes.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, because what do we need to do? We need to have Dinah and Chase get into vac suits, and then take 2 vac suits to the other ship, have the sick people get into them, and then come back to the ship.
I think Migrant's okay in his vac suit as long as he doesn't tear it on the way out.
Okay.
And I'm just going to hand wave and say he won't because the critical roll has already been made. So
Cool.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah. Well,
or
only
rather,
one
the
vac
crucial
suit.
roll. We're role playing. I shouldn't say critical unless I mean it.
Yeah, because there was dust, right? So, in your doctor's opinion, should everybody be quarantined until you figure out what it is and how to disinfect the poet?
Yeah. Well, what I was thinking is we could vent atmosphere in the rooms to the. I don't think we can do that. Probably don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I think
Like, how
that
much of a clean room can you make one part of the poet, I guess, is the question.
I mean, the ship, the medical room, if it's what I remember, we can do a total isolation, a negative pressure room.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, well, maybe we could scrub. We could get our suits, then do a chemical scrub on the suits.
Yeah. I don't know how well equipped we are. I'm possibly overthinking this. The idea is to get y'all into quarantine, but
Oh no, this is all thinking is good. We do
just
not
want to make sure our bases are covered so we don't get surprise infected.
So probably your best bet would be to put everybody in the engineering,
Okay.
have Migrant and Kevin enter through the hatch on the bridge, because that would be the shortest route to the medical bay. Get them in their positive pressure room so they can get out of their suits. And then once that happens, then you could flush the atmosphere from the forward area and hopefully take whatever contaminants they brought in with them back out as a result.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be giving you that much because I'm the game master, not a player.
I suddenly think of a great plan.
Yeah. I mean, even if we do the dumb thing and just have everybody in suits, certainly you, genius doctor, can figure out what the deal with this virus is in 8 to 12 hours.
That is the hope.
Although I suppose
so
we don't even know, like, Dinah could be infected, I guess. She could have been infected on the ship. So it could be all over for us anyways.
Ooh, we got to test her.
And I mean, I guess
maybe that's why
I was on the ship without a suit. So who knows?
But maybe it's been inside me for 6 years, and that's why they froze me.
How granular is Brian's simulation of the virus is the question.
That is a good point, though, about Diana's possible earlier exposure.
But she could have been froze before whatever virus got out, because if it killed them, it could have taken... It probably didn't immediately happen because they were out in space.
So we'll let the dice decide. Diana, give me a 2d6 roll.
And I do have luck available. I forget, do I say I want to use the luck before the roll?
No, you use the luck after the roll, but in this particular case, I don't want to tell you what the result means.
Right. Okay.
So I'm not sure. Maybe I just, if you want to, you've rolled a 6. You don't know what that means, but if you want to, you may roll your luck. Okay. Your luck has no effect on whatever happened.
Okay. All right. And I used up a point of luck?
Yep.
Is that how that works?
Yep, it goes down by 1. So then Kazana is the only person who wasn't directly exposed, and Jace.
Yeah, because the dust seemed to be in a sealed room, right?
Yeah, I'm going to have you roll 2d6 anyway, just to be mysterious.
All right.
And I'll decide whether or not it means something in a little bit.
I was going to say, give you lots of random numbers.
Let's see. I need to take a look at your character sheet. Right, you're very tough. But you're not very tough. You're just very strong. Okay, and I guess I'll roll for Jace. His endurance is 8. I know what has happened now. All right, so Kevin, after testing yours and Migrant's bloodstream, and you've got a profile of this virus, you do not detect any of it in your system. Either of you.
Okay.
Based on what little you can learn from the profile that you've got, the infection looks like probably it would be the prescription that you would give would be strict rest and sleep, like complete restriction to bed rest would probably do a lot to reduce symptoms and increase survivability. But it does look like a very, very nasty virus.
Okay, but probably it affects this other type of human worse than it does us, perhaps.
Based on the evidence that you've seen, it looks like they were probably plenty afraid of it.
Gotcha.
All right, so we are at 7:48 my time, so go ahead and wrap up here. However, I do want to know what your next steps are going to be.
You're meaning all of us?
Yes, collectively,
Right.
so I can prepare for whatever is going to happen next time.
Well,
You know you can't prepare.
No, but I can at least look up planet data.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking, well, first of all, can I assume that we all get tested
You can assume that.
for whatever this contaminant is? And are we all clean?
Kevin, make a medic roll 3 dice. I don't think you can still fail, but we'll pro forma.
'Cause that would be my first step next time. But
12. Okay. So yes, Kazuna is infected, in fact.
all right.
It was a very, very small chance, but you rolled just...
And do we need a roll for Jace to find out if he was infected?
I already made Jace's roll, and he's fine.
Okay, all right.
All right.
So we've got to monitor. We got to monitor Kaz while we're. So are we going to try to jump anywhere, or are we going to stay near this station?
Well, given that I'm sick now, and I think we had talked about only like being able to jump a moderate distance before, that would be what I'm in favor of.
You have jump 2, so you can reach any planet within 2 hexes.
oh, We just want to go to the highest level medical world.
But probably not Uwake.
Yeah, it looks like Bugine or Pixie are the 2 planets with the highest tech level that aren't Uwake. Of course, Pixie is the place that you were imprisoned, and probably its entire tech level comes from the naval base.
Well, then maybe we'll pass on that.
So does Kevin understand a lot more about this virus and how to help those who have become infected?
He doesn't have any kind of medication for it. All he can do is prescribe the strict bed rest at the moment.
All right, so Kaz is down. Still on the ship, but down.
He doesn't show, or she rather, doesn't show any symptoms yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, do we think anybody's going to pay us for what we did?
We already got paid by stealing.
We got paid, right? Yeah.
Grave robbing.
And you've got those rings that are worth a little bit.
Yeah.
And we could get the tobacco.
Yeah, that's true too. But now our employer met an untimely demise, unfortunately, and he was going to pay us. We just found out where it was. We didn't steal that. It was ours to begin with, right?
By some definitions, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
According to my ethical framework, you did earn it. He did bring it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's kind of like
to pay you with it. So
yeah.
I would say you're entitled to it.
Okay, entitlement is good. Are you okay with that, Kaz?
Yeah. He was dying when I threw him to his death.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that the ethical quandary is what to do with the money, not, oh, hey, we murdered a guy.
Yeah. I'm remarkably pragmatic about ethics when it comes to things that I already did to survive.
Yeah.
Post hoc justification is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Not of natural causes, gravity.
And lasers. Okay. Well, I say I'm concerned enough about the virus. I don't necessarily want to be a super spreader, so to speak, but we do need to get somewhere where we can get some additional medical help should any of us get sick.
Yeah, we could check out Bugine, I guess. That was a place we, I think, specifically didn't go because of the security presence right after we broke out of prison. But now we're theoretically less traceable.
Now you no longer have a warrant out for you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because we communicated with what's your face. Yeah.
Sweet. All right, let's go to. Did you say Bugine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bugine,
Directly northwest.
Bugine. Yep.
Okay, so I will plan on that for next time.
Awesome.
And do we feel like we've gotten everything out of the derelict ship that we're going to get?
Did you bring that tobacco back with you?
I don't think so.
Thinking more about the information.
Yeah, he's got the entire library of the that he downloaded.
All right. Good.
Yeah, I forgot to grab the tobacco, so I don't have it.
It's fine. Tobacco seems like it could easily be a virus dust vector.
That's true. That would be burning something that's been exposed to a deadly virus and then inhaling it. Probably not the best plan.
The Surgeon General does not recommend.
Or
you thought it was
the best
dangerous
tobacco
before.
ever.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait 20 years for this to kill you.
Yeah. No.
Beautiful. Cool.
That'll work.
All right. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm looking.
I don't get to unleash a plague on the galaxy.
Cool.
And during downtime, I want to attempt to translate some of that data or the books to try to work out some of the language.
Okay.
I can steal the plot lines of these books.
Donna's going to try to pick up the pieces of her missing life. Get in touch with people who've been wondering where she was for 6 years.
And during some of the downtime, I'd like to kind of help once translations and understanding and discovery are kind of being completed along the way. I want to help Sir Kevin kind of get it cataloged and archived into our system, into the way we catalog things, so that we can kind of have better access to it using my computer skills and whatnot.
Okay. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah. I don't know why I kept seeing something from Prometheus, but it scared me to death.
Well, you found a floating space girl. I'm like Newt.
Well, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, see, this was kind of like the beginning of Alien Resurrection, wasn't it?
Ah, good point.
They mostly kidnap you at night, mostly.
Thanks for listening. This has been Hard Traveling Geeks, presented by Geek at Arms. As always, you can find more actual play experiences and episodes of the Geek at Arms podcast at geekatarms.com.